Your time. Well, the St. Paul Fire Department has been incredibly busy. Officials with the department tell us they respond to more than 60,000 calls a year. But they say this year has gotten off to a really difficult start.
Yeah, not only have they been busy responding to a lot of fires, they've also had 2 deadly fires. In January alone, 5 people died. One of those fires we first reported right here on Sunrise. You'll remember flames ripped through a St. Paul home in early January. Investigators believe the fire was started by an unattended candle. 4 children died following that house fire. Crews on scene that day say they're still processing what happened.
They're going to say they're good, right? We're good, we're fine, we're ready to go again. But it's something they will think about the rest of their career.
So what happens if a fire starts in your home? Our CC Gaines spent a day with St. Paul fire staff to learn how to make an effective fire escape plan that could help your family get out alive.
You've seen it here on Sunrise many times this year, where we're live at some type of fire. His wife and 6 kids were inside at the time of the fire. There are usually multiple crews on scene, smoke filling the air. I'm stepping out the way because, gosh, this fire is intense. Flames blazing and people being rescued. Many times those fires wrap up and everyone gets out okay, but sometimes, sadly, they don't. Fire officials we spoke to for this story say if there's a fire at your home, you only have about 3 minutes to get out. So it's vital that you have a well thought out escape plan.
Some people are doing it, some people are not doing it, and so that creates a challenge.
That's St. Paul Fire Chief Butch Inks. He's been with the fire department for almost 30 years. He says he can remember multiple situations when having an escape plan saved lives.
I remember one particular fire had a pretty large family, you know, a mom, dad, probably 4 or 5 kids. And I remember them talking about how what they talked about or what they planned worked, and they were all out. It was a significant fire. It was definitely a fire that would have harmed them if they didn't get out.
So what does a good plan look like?
This would go on a range hood.
Roy Makosho, Deputy Chief for St. Paul Fire, says it starts with making sure you have smoke alarms.
Not only having them, but testing them on a regular basis and letting your kids know, if you have children, what that sounds like, because folks will hear it and be scared.
When making your plan, gather your family and draw a map of your home that includes all doors and windows, and then work to find 2 ways out of every room.
Every room should have 2 exits. One is most likely a door, and the other one could possibly be a window.
And just know that sometimes the path you plan out could end up blocked by flames, so you should always have a backup plan.
There are scenarios you could run.
Your plan should also include an outside meeting place.
And so, you know, they're not going to different locations, some to their friend's house, some to the neighbors.
But most importantly, don't just have an escape plan, practice the escape plan too.
We're all busy, and having that structured plan in place is for some people another thing to do today, right? But you know, we would love that to be a priority, love that to be practiced, rehearsed.
Such crucial, important information. We want to thank CC and the St. Paul Fire Department for sharing that with us. Now, the department also wants to highlight the program called Project Safe Haven. It's where St. Paul homeowners can get free smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and stovetop fire stops, devices that can put out a fire on your stove in seconds.
This is a stovetop fire stop extinguisher. You mount one over these 2 burners, and you mount one over these 2 burners.
Back in 2012, our Boyd Hubert showed us how these work. The canisters are filled with a fire extinguishing powder and can quickly put out a grease fire. A lot of people, if this happens to them, they panic. They throw water on those fires, making them literally explode. The stovetop fire stops can be real lifesavers. I know a lot of cities, I know St. Paul says they offer, you know, the free stuff. Check with the department in your local neighborhood because they likely do too.
Yeah, it's very good advice there. I mean, the small stuff can make the big difference in the middle of a fire. Smoke alarm detectors, in terms of the batteries up there, make sure those are fresh, make sure those are changed, because seconds can mean the difference.
For sure. Have a fire plan. I don't, John. I gotta get home.